The problem is there is a prosecutor general who is not very interested in prosecuting people. He's very selective, Mr. Chair. This is something that is objectionable.
May I be allowed to respond, Mr. Chair?
You may respond.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I take exception to the observation of the good senator that the Department of Justice is interfering in the investigation being conducted by the committee. In fact, Mr. Chair, whatever limitations there are to the testimonies of this witness who is present here is not something which is being dictated by the Department of Justice, but by law that is covered by Public Act 6981, particularly Section 7 thereof. It is not our intention to restrict his testimony.
Nung tinatanong din ni Senator Kiko, kahit na mathematical lang or arithmetical estimation, kung talagang napakahalaga po nun eh. Initially, ito po yung mga nasa notes ko din. Nagkakaisa pala kami ng direksyon ng pagtatanong. Bakit kinakailangang sangguniin mo ang abogado mo at pagkatapos ay makikipag-ugnayan ka kay Prosecutor General? First of all, Mr. Chair, I want to know if the Prosecutor General was invited in this meeting.
May I respond, sir?
Yes, PG Fadullon.
I did not receive any personal invitation, Mr. Chair, but I was directed by the Secretary of Justice to appear in today's hearing to represent him, sir.
That is my problem, Mr. Chair. Ito po, nalilimitahan yung kakayahan ng committee ito na magpahayag ang mga respondents. Katulad nung tinatanong ni Senator Kiko, at yun gusto kong maitanong, bakit kinakailangan po na pigilan siya at some point on the things that he might be able to shed light to this committee? Ano ngayon kung halimbawa tamaan yung mga ibang tao sapagkat ito naman ay pagsasalaysay ng kanyang buong nalalaman? Ang totoo niyan, indicative na sa mga ibang pinagsasabi niya rito na gusto niya talaga. Gusto niyang ihayag ang buong katotohanan. Pero dahil ba sa he is a potential applicant to witness protection program, may influensyahan, malilimitahan ang kanyang exposure dito. Ito po yung hindi ko maintindihan, Mr. Chair. Why is the Department of Justice at some point is interfering in the proceedings of this committee? This is something that we should probably process. Kung ganun pala yun, hindi malayang supplemental affidavit ito. This is questionable to the very least. Ang sabi mo rito, Engineer Bernardo, statements of facts applicable to all. Sa Tagalog, pagsasalaysay na applicable sa lahat. Tama. Hindi kita narinig.
Sorry po, Mr. Chair. Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Kung ito'y pagsasalaysay ng applicable sa lahat, katulad ng binabanggit mo sa paragraph 9, I can confirm based on my personal knowledge that in some form or another or in various extents, most proponents have their own designated contractors who will take on the projects for the former's benefit and advantage. Sometimes other proponents would request me to suggest contractors for them who are known to me or referred to me by friends and other personalities. These are situations that national and local elected politicians would request me to source projects for them. Di dapat ihayag mo rin lahat. The problem is there is a prosecutor general who is not very interested in prosecuting people. He's very selective, Mr. Chair. This is something that is objectionable.
May I be allowed to respond, Mr. Chair?
You may respond.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I take exception to the observation of the good senator that the Department of Justice is interfering in the investigation being conducted by the committee. In fact, Mr. Chair, whatever limitations there are to the testimonies of this witness who is present here is not something which is being dictated by the Department of Justice, but by law that is covered by Republic Act 6981, particularly Section 7 thereof. It is not our intention to restrict his testimony, as in fact,
For
he
our
said,
education, kindly tell us what Section 7 is about.
yes, Mr. Chair. Section 7 of RA 6981 clearly states confidentiality of proceedings. All proceedings involving application for admission into the program and the action taken thereon shall be confidential in nature. No information or documents or given or submitted in support thereof shall be released except upon written order of the department and of the proper court. Any person who violates the confidentiality of said proceedings shall upon conviction be punished with imprisonment of not less than 1 year, but not more than 6 years, and deprivation of the right to hold a public office or employment for a period of 5 years.
How can that provision apply?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we believe it will apply.
How can it apply? Tinatanong lang ni Sec Kiko, ni Senator Kiko, tinatanong lang namin, magkano ba lahat? How does provision apply?
Mr. Chair, any matter pertaining to the...
No. And I'm not talking about any matter. Senator Kiko and myself is only trying to extrapolate gaano ba kalawak, the magnitude of this whole thing, para magkaroon lang kami ng mental picture about this.
Trying to explain that, Mr. Chair, if I
How
may be
can
allowed.
that provision apply? Why would you limit the witness from telling at least an idea of how much it is?
Mr. Chair, in the earlier proceedings, the question asked by Senator Pangilinan was already addressed by this representation when we said that the witness may openly give a mathematical computation of what is based in the affidavit. There was no restriction given by the Department of Justice. I think that is on record, Mr. Chair.
Okay, why are you intervening?
Of the provisions of the law on confidentiality, sir. That is why it was referred to us. It was referred to us by the witness because he has
The matter of
memorandum of
giving us an
agreement.
estimate is a confidential matter?
No, precisely, Mr. Chair. That is the reason why we had already acceded to the request of Senator Pangilinan.
Mr. Chair,
with-
With the permission of Senator Marcoleta.
Just a point of information for our colleagues. Yes, actually, I precisely pointed out that it's already a public document that was submitted to us, and all that Mr. Bernardo would do is to make a mathematical computation of, or an estimate, diba? A ballpark figure of the amounts that may have been, total amounts that may have been involved, based solely, no, and within the confines of the affidavit, and therefore I was satisfied. But yes, and the DOJ said they will submit. They have allowed, or they will be submitting, or they have agreed that Mr. Bernardo, their witness, will be submitting and address my request.
may I continue, Mr. Chair? Mr. Chair, I'm surprised that an applicant to be processed under the WPP has the effect of limiting his testimony before this committee. This is a different matter altogether. Mr. Bernardo is being presented here. I think he was invited to shed light to the matters investigated in this committee. Whatever his use as a potential state witness, that is for the Department of Justice to decide. Hindi dapat mag-conflict itong dalawang ito eh. Iyon lamang ang point doon, Mr. Chair. Parang ang nangyayari with the presence of the Prosecutor General here, parang nalilimita yung gusto naming malaman dito. Lahat ng itatanong namin, kinakailangan i-refer sa kanya. O parang ikaw ang director dito, hindi yung chairman. Ito yung parang inconsistent na nakikita ko. Let me continue, Mr. Chair. Engineer Bernardo, hindi lamang ikaw, kundi kahit na si Engineer Alcantara or even Bryce Hernandez and others, palaging binabanggit ang pangalan ni Saldico pati yung halaga ng pera, pati mga litrato ng pera na ito ibibigay kay Saldico, ito yung para kay Saldico. And for that matter, even the last witness presented before we adjourned, Orly Gutesa, connected also Saldico. Talagang maraming nagsasabi na talagay siya yung nasa center nito. And Gutesa did more. He connected the dots between Saldico and Martin Romualdez. Ang kinalulungkot ko dito, General Bernardo, napakatipid nung pagkakalahad mo ng salaysay tungkol kay Saldico. Samantalang kay Engineer Alcantara, magkano na yun? 5 billion ng projects. At tinanong ka pa nga ni Engineer Bernardo, mahusay bang kausap si Engineer Alcantara? Mahusay naman po. Ang sabi ng chairman, tinanong ka, ano ibig sabihin ng mahusay kang kausap? Madali ka at saka honest kang mag-deliver ng, yun, di ba ganun?
Yes, Your Honor po.
Ayun nga po, bakit sa ganung exposure ni Saldico sa lahat ng transaction na pinag-uusapan natin dito, bakit wala ka man lang ng pensyon na konting detalye, Engineer Bernardo?
Mr. Chair, binanggit ko na po nung umpisa na wala po akong personal knowledge sa transaksyon nila. Sa totoo lamang po, sila po ang kausap ni Saldico. Hindi po ako tungkol sa proyekto. Wala po kaming pinag-usapan ni Saldico except for some projects po na pinapalo up lang nila for implementation. Pero yung ang sasabihin niyo po ay tungkol po sa mga porsyento or whatever, sila po ang nag-uusap doon. Hindi po ako.